Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is Monday, March 4th. Let's see what our strategies can extract from the market right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. All right, as I mentioned, it's 7:45 Central Time in the morning. Today is March 4th, brand new week. Let's see. Last week actually was a green week, so let's see what we can get off here this morning on our morning strategies. Before we get into that, let's start off by taking a look at the trades from Friday. Let's take a look at our loser first, which was in gold. This is kind of if you saw the video from Friday, we had news being released right at 9 a.m. We got an inside bar 8:50 in the morning. We've got an order to go long at the top of this inside bar right here. And we have a entry to go short at the bottom of our inside bar right here. And then from there, we are just letting price action determine in which direction it wants to go. So we actually get ticked in to the short. So let me bring up my short tool here. Bottom of this candle right there. There's a little, there it is. Let's bring this over here. Now, if we know that our source bar is what I like to bring, what I like to factor in my stop loss and my take profit. If we go to the top of the source bar, it was about 61 ticks. As you guys know in my rules and my conditions, if you don't know them, please check out the strategies below. They're all linked in my description. If it is 40 ticks or higher, I will come down and reduce my risk down to 35 ticks of stop loss, and I am also looking for 35 ticks of take profit. Now, as I stated on my video from Friday, really like the trade setup. We're in a clear downtrend here, and just thought it was a nice setup. But right at the 9 a.m. news candle, this thing just rips higher. What I did was I actually reduced my position sizing before that trade. I went down to the micro version of gold and traded 5 contracts, which was actually a great idea, not even in hindsight, prior to the trade. And the issue that I faced, so I only had about $175 of risk here. But once this news hit, I got about $104 or $110 in slippage on that trade. So this trade really hurt me pretty bad on Friday. So that was our loss there. Now, oil had another really good day. Session 1, which I'm not trading currently, but I do track it. This got activated to the long off of the 8:15 inside bar. There was another inside bar that does not activate us. There was another bar right after that again does not activate us. I am still making, my trade is all based off of the first inside bar that I see in the session, and I still base it off of my source candle here. So we get activated to the long about 15 minutes after the first inside bar forms. We go to the long, full take profit, 24 ticks. And then session 2, section 2, we get an inside bar at 9:10 in the morning. Sorry about that. At 9:10 in the morning, and we get activated again into the long. This goes for 19 ticks. We base again our stop loss from the bottom of our source candle since we are going long, and we are looking for 1-to-1. Great trade. So both sessions in oil were winners. If we take a look at our Rob reversal, we had no setup. We got a short setup that appeared at 9:30 in the morning, so it met the pattern condition. It was within our time condition as well, so it was after 8:30 in the morning, but it closes above the 80 MA, keeps you out of a bad trade here. And as you guys probably saw in the market, both the ES and the NQ just had a pretty much blue sky breakout after that. And it was actually a pretty impressive move that we saw in the market on Friday. You don't get many days where you see this many consecutive 15-minute up bars, maybe one little down bar here, but just barely. It was still, in my opinion, still almost an up bar. It was this thing was crazy. So, and then your next symbol was, or your next setup, which was a valid setup as far as the pattern, closed above the 80 MA. But again, this is past my time of 1:15 Central Time, as this was 2:30 in the morning, so you've got no trade there. So we'll see here this morning how the markets, how the strategy does, if we do get a trade set up or not. We are still pre-market, as it is currently 7:51 in the morning, so none of these setups would be valid. They would start after 8:30. Taking a look at where the eval, that gold trade hurt last week. So we currently sit at $50,206. Even if it wasn't for that slippage on that one trade with news, we would be in a really good position because we won the next trade in oil. So it would have been a really, really small red day for us. But, you know, that's what happens. That is what happens in the market sometime. Taking a look at my levels on the ES this morning, I've got a level at 51.46 that I think is going to have some movement. And the next level is 51.19, 51.01, and 50.90. Don't think we're going to get down to 50.90, but 51.19 and 51.46 are going to be levels where I think that you're going to get some movement on. And in the NQ, got a much more tighter level here, 18,365, which pretty much is the top of the market, and then 18,3116. After that, it's just that huge move that we've got down here. So the next level down here would be 18,174, but we need a pretty big sell-off to get down to somewhere in that price range. So that's what I've got for this morning. If we take a look at oil, oil has been pretty much in a downtrend all this morning, and just recently, let's see if it can break. If it can break here and start a new leg up, we'll see how price action kind of responds to that. But overall, I would downtrend type of market. And the same thing with gold. We were in a downtrend this morning, but it is fighting its way back. So let's see here how our morning strategies fare. We'll track the Rob reversal. And then when we come back, I'll also let you guys give you an update on the S&P and the NASDAQ. I'll see you guys here in a little bit.
Order canceled.
All right, so here we get activated into our first trade of the morning. We are activated in a long position in gold on the GC, so 1E mini. As you guys can see, there was a pretty clear uptrend this morning in gold and in oil. Gold is the chart on the right. That's obviously in an order right now. Kind of nice because we got an inside bar. We then get another inside bar. And then we kind of follow up with the third inside bar that is the current bar. And I really like those plays just because there's really a lot of built up pressure in the market. Obviously, if we take a look at that really big white candle right before the inside bar on the left, you can see that price action kind of got rejected right there. So you know that there's going to be kind of a battle right at our entry point. And what we're looking for now at this point is for buyers to step in. We're at about 60% of our stop loss here this morning. But to be honest with you, looking at price action, looking at the charts this morning in this trade, I felt really confident about this move. And I knew that if we could get price action back up over our entry price, we were going to get that that push upwards that is what we're looking for to take a really nice trade here. It's 24 ticks is what we're looking for. I think I actually put my take profit one tick under. So that was kind of a mistake on me when I was doing my entries here. But again, really just looking for it to break through this entry point here. And I feel like if we can get past this, we will skyrocket to take profit. And this trade is profitable. Nice trade.
Target filled. Order canceled.
All right, so here we get activated into oil session 2, which is always on my left-hand side of my chart. We get activated here into a short. I've got this video obviously sped up quite a bit because this trade does take a long time, but the beauty of editing, you could pretty much just watch price action. So we get the inside bar, which is that green inside bar, 2 candles to the left, and that is my entry. So we get activated obviously to the short. Very simple mechanical strategy, not much really to it. And if you're looking for, the strategy in oil or in gold, they're linked in my description below. But here, we obviously started to range, the market started moving downwards and we started to range at this point. So we're getting, again, this almost the same thing as in gold. We're getting that built up pressure and we are hoping that price action can take us. Obviously, we got activated into the short, so I'm really hoping it sellers kind of step in. We come here probably 2 ticks several times, maybe even 1 tick away from right there. I mean, that was about 1 tick away from our stop loss. So honestly, at that point, wasn't really feeling that great about the trade. Kind of felt that if we got something, we would need a huge push downwards. We would really need sellers to kind of step in and take control, which is actually exactly what ends up happening. So we had 2 trades today, very close, full take profit, beautiful trade on oil.
Target filled. Order submitted.
All right, so here we get activated into a Rob reversal. As you guys can see on that red down bar, that is the setup that we're looking for. That's the candlestick pattern we're looking for. Closes below the ADMA, and obviously we get activated here on the next candle. We get a really, really initial nice push downwards. I think we were pretty close to like $400 in profit, and this thing just starts to kind of reverse on me. And yeah, I mean, price action at this point, you're really looking for that continuation there to get to our 35-point take profit. But we don't get it here. So we're still obviously in a downtrend, but price action's kind of been pretty rangy for the last, 2.5 hours. So at this point, wasn't really feeling the best about this trade. Actually, it was not in front of the chart, but looking at price action over my trade, this was in a very kind of rangy type of area. But again, you can still get that initial push that we got to about $400 in profit. Could have very easily went another 15 points and about 15 points and gotten our full take profit. So here price action starts to, sellers are kind of trying to push this down, but they just can't overcome the sellers on here. And the weird thing is that I was able to kind of slow down this video, not here, but when I was watching it. This thing spikes, but it doesn't even look like it hit my stop loss, but it obviously knocks me out, and then price action goes right through it. But this one was a loss today on the Rob reversal. Too bad.
Stop filled.
So we almost had a unicorn day. This might have been the second almost unicorn day in a row. So morning strategies today kicked ass. They all they all worked. Let's start in gold. Trading the gold in an E-mini contract, so the GC, pretty much exactly the way I take it in the eval. I took this in cash. We get an inside bar at 8:05 in the morning. The first one we do not, let me move this over so I don't confuse people. We do not go off of the first inside bar, because then you would be using the source bar outside of our trading window. So this is this one right here. Let's see if I can delete this. This guy right here is your inside bar that qualifies our session this morning. So from here, pretty simple. We put a long order at the top of our inside bar. We put a short order at the bottom of inside bar. We obviously get activated into the long. So right here, and we use the first inside bar as our source candle. Let's move this over. So we're looking for 24 ticks, and 24 ticks is what we got. So really nice trade in gold. And if we take a look at the trades in oil, session 1 was a winner. Let's move this down here a little bit. We get an inside bar at 8:45 in the morning. We then get another inside bar right after. Now you're really starting to see kind of the market starting to kind of like compress, and we're looking for a movement in one direction or the other. We get activated to the short here. Our source candle gives us 25 ticks of stop loss, which is also what we're looking for on our take profit. And really nice trade. Of course, not taking that trade right now, but session 1 is looking pretty good. Is looking pretty good already for February. We're up 47 ticks in session 1, and we are up 42 ticks in session 2. Since I track all the numbers, even though I'm not trading session 1. Session 2, which we are trading on a smaller position size, this also gets activated to the short. Definitely go through we sweated this one out here a little bit, because this thing came maybe a tick or two away from our full stop loss. Nice reversal, full take profit, 23 ticks there. So that was a nice, very nice trade there. All of the morning strategies worked. The account for today got an increase of $299. So I'm probably at 50,500 and something on the eval right now. Now, where the unicorn turned into a mini donkey was on the Rob reversal. We got, well, let's just go through them all. These are pre-session up here, so I'm not even going to go through them. We get a setup to go long at 9:15 in the morning, close below the ADMA. Pattern was the right pattern, right time, but closed below the ADMA, no trade. We get a short setup at 10 a.m. that again does not activate because this closes above the ADMA. We get a setup at 12 o'clock to go long, closes below the ADMA, no trade. And then right here is, right here is our trade for the Rob reversal. We get activated into a short. So you would have your entry order right here. We then get activated. This thing pushes down a good amount. I think I was up about $400 at the peak of this trade, and I left actually. I left to work. Actually, it was earlier. Came back, and then this trade activated, but then I left again. So wasn't really watching this thing, and then obviously come home to this getting stopped out for our 35 ticks. So this was a loser this morning. So March not off to the best start on the Rob reversal. Hopefully we can turn that one around. Now, just taking a look at my levels. Hopefully you guys appreciate these. So I started off with my levels for this morning at, told you guys 51.46 was the number that I was looking at, and 51.33. Took a small trade here and took this for $331 profit. That was a nice trade. Nothing on the NQ, but I did take a trade in the YM today, actually really early this morning, and took that one for a $517 profit. So that was a nice trade there. But the markets, obviously the ES continuing to try to push upwards, and it's starting to not much price action again to the left up here. So these are tricky areas to trade, and this is obviously rejecting pretty strongly from there. So I got a lot of comments from my video on Friday. I think a lot of people would appreciate maybe me going live once a week, or I don't know. I got to see how the schedule is going to work. I know that's a whole other undertaking because I trade, and just doing the videos alone is hard enough, but going live might be somewhat of a challenge. But it is a goal of mine in March. So I set it out, I put it out there in the universe, and I am going to try to achieve that goal. So hopefully you guys are liking these levels. If it's of any value, that's great. Again, morning strategies doing extremely well for this last week and a half. They've come on pretty strong. Rob reversal reversed on me, and it right now is not being the strongest one. So today in cash, I am, let me take a look here. I think it was like $180 because I took that Rob reversal for 140. 155 up. So I was up pretty good, but that Rob reversal hurt. Definitely hurt. So let me know what you guys, how you guys did today. In general, I'm positive about the day. I mean, all three of the morning strategies worked. Would have loved the Rob reversal to work. Green on the cash account, green on the eval. So, it's hard to get everything all the time, but it was really close to a unicorn day, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. I'm excited. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you're curious about any of the strategies, they're all in my description below. If you are looking to possibly get funded through Top Step, it's there as well. There's a link below. Any help that you guys can do on that would be fantastic. I'll see you guys here tomorrow. Happy trading, everyone.